Okay, so, we love a good deep dive, and this time we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of everyday English conversation.
Yeah, the stuff you actually use day to day.
Right, exactly. Like, you guys sent in this resource, and it is so practical.
It really is.
I mean, it's all about those phrases and those little moments that you come across, constantly when you're speaking English.
all the time.
So we're going to break it down. We're going to look at the language and kind of get a feel for what these common communication experiences really are like, for people.
Yeah, like, what are those hurdles that everyone kind of goes through
Exactly.
when they're learning and using English?
And what's so cool is that the whole thing is built around this one scenario
Okay.
that I think almost everyone listening has probably experienced at some point.
Oh, I know I have.
Right.
It's that awkward moment,
Yeah.
at a conference or, some kind of networking event.
Networking event.
You've totally blanked on someone's name.
Oh my gosh, the worst.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like your mind is just blank.
And just disappears.
Yes. And it's happened to all of us, right?
It happens to everyone. It really does. It
But
transcends languages and cultures.
It does.
Everyone's had that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by looking at this one specific scenario,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually uncover some phrases and some insights that are going to help you
Absolutely.
in all sorts of everyday situations, right?
Sure.
So let's jump in.
Okay.
The resource kicks off with a few key phrases. The first one is in a bit of a hurry,
Okay.
which we hear all the time.
All the time.
I mean, what's the nuance there?
So in a bit of a hurry, it's a polite way to say you need to move on.
Got it.
You need to go.
I gotta go.
You got things to do.
Yeah,
But notice how it softens it a little,
it does.
right? Instead of bluntly saying I have to go,
Yeah,
which, can sometimes feel a little rude,
right.
saying in a bit of a hurry is acknowledging the person that you're talking to
Yeah.
and acknowledging that you are having an interaction.
You're valuing them.
Exactly.
Right.
Even if it was just a brief one.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have the phrase contact details,
Okay.
which is pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
but
it is
so
essential for
volatile.
keeping in touch, right?
Exactly right. This refers to all the different ways that you can reach someone. So we're talking
Yeah.
phone numbers, email addresses, even social media handles these days.
Right.
It's really all the crucial information you need if you want to continue a conversation beyond that initial meeting.
Yeah, so important. And then we come to the heart of that whole conference scenario.
Okay.
That awkward moment slipped my mind.
Yes. I can just picture that feeling.
We've all been there.
Right.
Slipped my mind. It's such a gentle way of saying that you've forgotten something.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
It kind of implies that it was just a temporary lapse, right?
Totally.
Like the information was right there, but you just couldn't quite access it.
Couldn't grab it.
Couldn't grab it at that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So it definitely sounds a lot softer
Mhm.
than just saying straight up, I forgot,
It does.
which can sometimes feel a bit too direct.
Little too harsh.
Yeah, a little harsh.
Okay, so the resource also mentions around here, which is a phrase we use all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
How do people typically use that one?
So around here is what you say when you're asking about something in the immediate vicinity, something nearby.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're looking for, say, a coffee shop,
Mm-hmm.
you might ask, is there a coffee shop around here?
Perfect.
It lets people know you're looking for something that's close by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when it comes to greetings,
Okay.
the resource points out that how's it going tends to be a bit more casual than the classic how are you?
Right.
So what's the difference in what people expect when you ask one versus the other?
That's a great question.
Yeah. So while how are you can sometimes lead to a more in-depth conversation
Yeah.
about how someone's actually doing.
Yeah.
How's it going? It's more of a lighter greeting.
Right.
It's almost like a filler phrase, so you can just respond with a quick good thanks or not bad and keep things moving.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, so beyond just those specific phrases,
Mhm.
the resource also dives into some of the common challenges that we all face
Yeah.
in social situations. And forgetting names, that seems to be a big one,
It's a huge one.
a huge one that everyone agrees on.
It's universal.
It is.
It's really interesting because
Yeah.
forgetting names or phone numbers or even faces,
Yeah.
it happens to everyone.
It's a human thing.
It's human.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder that our memories aren't perfect.
They're not.
Especially, when we're in these busy social environments.
Especially then. So it's reassuring to know that it's not just you.
Exactly. We're all in this together.
We're all in it together. And thankfully, the resource also gives us some really practical strategies for navigating those awkward moments.
Oh, yeah. Some good tips.
Yeah, like suggesting to ask for a business card when you've forgotten someone's name. That's classic, right?
Yeah, that's a classic move. It's a polite way to get their name again without directly admitting that you've forgotten it.
Smooth?
Right. It's smooth.
Yeah.
And as a bonus, you're also exchanging information.
You're getting that concept.
So it's win-win.
Win-win,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I also really liked the idea of using tricks like emails to help jog your memory.
Oh, yeah?
So how would that work in an actual interaction?
So let's say you've emailed with this person. Before, you could subtly glance at your phone.
Right.
Before you actually meet them.
Right.
Just to refresh your memory on their name.
Genius.
It's a sneaky little way
Yeah.
to jog your memory.
Without anyone knowing.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the resource also talks about the importance of just keeping the conversation flowing.
Yes.
Even when there are those awkward moments, and just continuing to network.
Right.
Why is that so crucial?
Well, even if you have a moment where you forget someone's name, you don't want to dwell on it.
Right.
Right. Just keep the conversation going. Keep building those connections.
It's about the bigger picture.
That's what networking is all about.
Yeah.
It's about engaging with people, not about being perfect.
Yeah. I love that. Again, on a more practical note.
Okay.
The resource reminds us how important it is to remember contact details for quick communication.
Oh, for sure.
It sounds obvious, but in the moment.
It's easy to forget.
Yeah.
Right.
You forget you need that information.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wait, I actually need to be able to get in touch with this person later.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it really highlights why we exchange details in the first place.
Yeah.
It's so that we can actually follow up and stay connected.
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
Okay. And there's a brief mention, too, about how sometimes it can be tricky to recognize acquaintances.
Oh, yeah. That's another one of those universal experiences.
You've all been there.
Do I know you? Where do I know you from?
Yeah.
It's because our brains aren't always the best at facial recognition,
Sure.
especially if you're seeing someone in a different context
Totally.
than you're used to, or if it's been a long time.
Exactly. Or if they've changed their hair or something.
Oh, yeah. A haircut can totally throw you on.
Totally okay. Shifting gears a bit.
Okay.
The resource also covers how to ask about locations.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to find a nearby restaurant or a bank.
Yeah, those are essential skills.
Essential, right, for getting around.
Yeah, just navigating your surroundings and being able to ask for what you need.
So important. And finally, it circles back to that phrase, slipped my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And emphasizes that you can use it for forgetting all sorts of things.
Right, not just names.
Names, right.
It could be tasks, appointments.
Errands.
Anything, really.
Anything.
Yeah, it's a very versatile phrase.
Love it.
Yeah.
So to sum it all up,
Okay.
we've gone over some super useful everyday English phrases.
We have.
Like, in a bit of a hurry,
Yeah.
contact details, slipped my mind.
Around here.
Around here, how's it going?
So useful.
And it seems like the biggest takeaway is that forgetting names
Yeah.
is a totally normal thing.
Completely normal.
And there are these easy ways to handle it gracefully
Yeah.
without that awkwardness.
You don't want to let it derail the whole interaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's fascinating to me is that this one scenario, this forgetting a name scenario,
Right?
it actually gives us a window into
Yeah.
so many aspects of communicating well in English.
I think so, too, because it's not just about the words themselves.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the social dynamics.
Yeah.
And being able to navigate those tricky situations
Beautifully said.
we all encounter.
Yeah. So for everyone listening, I would say take a moment to think about
Okay.
which of these phrases or strategies really resonated with you, which one stood out, and maybe even think back to a recent time when you had a similar kind of communication challenge.
Yeah.
What could you have done differently now that you're equipped with these insights?
Now that you have these tools in your back pocket,
Exactly.
think about it.
Give it a try.
See you next time.
See you later.